Today I'm testing the M.Zuiko 12mm F2.0 prime lens. Here in Turku, Finland, I have the Turku castle behind me. Hi there, I'm Peter Forsgaard, an Olympus visionary from Helsinki, Finland. And before we start checking out the lens, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit that bell so you won't miss any videos in the future. My channel is all about you getting to be a better photographer. And the sun is shining, which is really nice because it's been really grey on all November. This is probably the first sunny day in whole November. So let's go and see what this lens can make. Even though it's sunny, it's pretty cold here. I should have had my hat on. But let's look at some technical info on this lens. I need to check it from my phone when I wrote it down. Okay, this lens was introduced in 2011, so it's a seven-year-old lens, so it's not exactly quite new, but that's why it's really nice to test it and see how it performs, even though it's old, as I said. And there's one really interesting fact that actually this lens was the first prime lens from Olympus to micro four thirds system. It weighs only 130 grams and it's only 43 millimeters long, so it's very short, as you can probably see. It's not very big and it's very light also. The filter size is 46 millimeters, and as I said, the focal length is 12 millimeters, which means that the angle of view is about 84 degrees, and the closest focusing distance is 20 centimeters, so you can get pretty close with it. The lens is made out of metal and it feels very solid. The whole construction is metal. And actually this was the first Olympus lens that had the MF clutch, which is really handy to quickly change it to a manual focus lens. This is something that I really like. This lens is a M.Zuiko premium lens, so it's not weather sealed, which is one of the disadvantages of this lens. And I hope they make a pro version of this lens, so a 12mm f1.2 pro lens would be really nice, even though I can do with this so far. But let's see what's in the springs coming up. I have no knowledge about it, but there have been some rumors and we'll see. So this is the widest prime lens in Olympus lineup. But well, actually it isn't. It's the 8mm fisheye, but the normal wide angle lens, normal prime lenses, this is the widest. You can get this lens either black or silver. I just happen to have the silver one, even though I think all camera gear should be black. This lens is very good for architecture, landscapes, even street photography, some travel photography and whatnot. It's very versatile because it's nice and small and very light, as I've been saying a couple of times. I really like it because it's small and light. The lens hood LH48 is not included, and I think that lens hood should be included in every lens because it's very crucial to have one, because it actually, as you can see, the sun is coming from that. When I turn this, it gives the little shadow, because every time you make an image you should have the front lens in a shadow. Then you get a lot better image quality, unless you specifically want the sun to be in the picture. I like the rectangular format, like every lens hood should have a rectangular format, because the sensor is rectangular, it's not round. Okay, I've said all about this lens. It's small and easy to carry and things like that. But the most important thing, of course, for a lens is its image quality. And let's check it out, how it is. Considering this lens is 7 years old, the image quality is quite good. But there is something that you might want to need to stop it down to 2.8. It's an f2.0 lens, but using the 2.0 aperture, it might get a little soft in the edges. If that doesn't matter, then it's no problem. I personally don't care really if the corners are a little soft. Being a wide angle lens on a micro four thirds body, of course the depth of field is quite big, but that's not always a bad thing. Let's consider like street photography. You set this for f4 and pre-focus it to 4 meters, you're actually good to go. You don't have to focus. Almost everything is in focus, so it's really fast. You just have to do is click the shutter button and your images come out really sharp. And of course, if you need some background blur, you need to have the f2.0 and get close. This is a very good all-around lens, and have I mentioned that it's small and light? That's why I like it, and I've had it on my trips, done some architecture photography with it, and it's very good in low light also because of the f2.0 aperture. And the downside of this lens is, as I already mentioned, it's a slight soft in the edges when wide open at f2.0, and then it's a little pricey in my opinion. It's 700 euros. As you can see, the sun doesn't shine anymore. It's gone down the horizon and it's getting a bit dark here, but I hope you enjoyed this small introduction of this old 7-year-old M.Zuiko 12mm F2.0 lens review. But hey, thanks for watching and bye for now.